Second Thessalonians chapter 1, verse 6. Seeing it is a righteous thing with Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai to recompense tribulation to them that trouble you, and to you who are troubled rest with us. When the Lord Yahweh Shai shall be revealed from heaven with his mighty angels in flaming fire, taking vengeance on them that know not Yahweh and that obey not the gospel of our Lord Yahweh Mashiach. So Shalom, giving all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rachakodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the 144,000, as well as the rest of the elect. This Brother Townsend Pa here with you again with another lesson. And this lesson is going to coincide with the conflict that's taking place with Israel, between Israel and allegedly Hezbollah, but it seems like it's the civilians throughout that landmass from Gaza all the way to now to Lebanon. It seems like it's the civilians that's at war, because every time you turn on the news, you're hearing about Israel targeting schools, hospitals, and all of this, taking out civilians. All right. In the name of fighting, defending themselves, actually. And those that are in the know there's nothing that could be further from the truth. All right. This whole thing was staged from last year, October the 7th, which is 6 days away, but last year, October 7th, this whole thing was a psyop and a false flag that was carried out in Israel to blame Hezbollah so that they could go on a land grab. When I say they, of course, I'm referring to Israel, or the Israelis and the Mossad, all right? That's Israeli intelligence. And so we know also, and let's get this straight, that the people over there in the land of Israel, Netanyahu and that whole bunch, and all of the people that's over there are not the true children of Israel. The true children of Israel are the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans today, all over the world, and some that you may not even recognize, being Negro, Native American, or Latino. Israel has been scattered to the four winds of the globe and have been assimilated into the other nations. So they'll be speaking other languages. They'll be looking like the other nations. But those whose lines, their lineage goes back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. These are the people, the true Israelites, not Israelis, not Jewish, but the true Israelites whom the Lord is coming back. That's who the Lord here is going to recompense, all right? We have a recompense coming, and that's what all of this stir is all about. We are headed to the third woe, all right? The third and final world conflict. We're in the preliminary stages of that. And that's what you're witnessing with Ukraine and Russia. You got some shit going on now between North and South Korea with some exercises, some joint drills that's taking place with the U.S. and South Korea. Well, now that raises flags with North Korea, and they're threatening. All right, they're threatening to fire missiles. And I don't know how credible that threat is, but you can't play around with Kim Jong-un. All right. And you got this situation with China and Taiwan, with Taiwan linking up with the U.S. and whatever they doing and got going on over there, China doesn't like it. So you got that conflict going on. And of course, and I'm not even naming all of them, just the major ones. And then that brings us, of course, to Israel. All right, Israel, and again, allegedly Hezbollah. And they done finally got Hassan Nasrallah, and he's been the leader of Hamas, or Hezbollah, I'm sorry. He's been the head of Hezbollah for some time now, all right? Years, if not decades, this man has been allowed to do whatever he's been doing with Hezbollah throughout the Middle East, But now, just because the ruling elite are at their end game, is now, so they have all of these boogeymen that they can make into a red herring, put the blame on, and go after these men in the name of whatever. All right? And this is what we see with Israel. All right, so now they're killing people in the name of the right to defend themselves. All right, but the real people, and again, the children of Israel, who've been suffering wrongly, who's been denied judgment, who's been stepped on, stepped over, all right, just completely mishandled and effed around. Us, all right, who's going to defend us? And so this brings us back here to 2 Thessalonians chapter 1, verse 6. Seeing it is a righteous thing with Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, to recompense tribulation to them that trouble you. That's called a payback. All right, recompense means, it literally breaks down to repay. Compense, where you get compensate, to pay, or to settle a score, or a tab, or a debt, or just to pay. So we're talking about payback here, all right, for us who have suffered so long, all right, oppression at the hands of an unjust and a cruel ruler. All right? This man won't give us decent food. He's poisoning the air, the water. Only Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai knows the shit that we're bathing in. Oh, and right now, from Florida up to South Carolina, to North Carolina, is devastated. All right, and a lot of people are saying that this was a manipulated storm, just as Hurricane Harvey. This is a lot of these modern storms. All right, the ruling elite have the power to manipulate weather in whatever way that they see fit. But back to the point. There's a recompense coming for us, for all the wrongs that we've suffered as a people, as a nation, okay? And so this is why here in verse 7 it says, and to you who are troubled, rest with us, all right? Until the Lord come back and we get sweet justice, rest with those who have the gospel. The gospel will be your comfort in these days. We're still oppressed. We're still catching hell. We're still troubled. So, for those that see what time it is and sick and tired of this shit, come rest with us. We're going to give you this gospel. Check this out. All right, Romans 15 verse 4 says, for whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, such as these scriptures. All of the scriptures in its totality, all right, it was written for our learning. But get this, that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope. And this is what it's about. For those who have this gospel, the gospel of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai, you can rest with them. They'll give you that sweet rest. All right? And the word, the promises of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. That's why I say that we through patience and comfort might have hope. All right? So there's a level of patience that's required with this, but it's at the same time, because you still gonna catch hell. But here's the thing. The comfort is in knowing. All right? When you don't know, hey, that's when you don't know, that can be unsettling in itself, such as what I mean, like, you don't know that the Lord is coming. You think this just the way shit is. Because I just saw headlines saying that, it's suicides at an all-time high right now. And that's even amongst children of Israel. Again, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and you Native Americans. Y'all are even offing yourselves. Why? Because you don't have the comfort of this truth. All right? These scriptures tells us that the Lord loves us. It gives us an explanation of why things are the way they are. And in that explanation and the answers that are given within the word, again, knowing, that's where the comfort come in. Because, well, shit, I got to ride this thing out. It's going to be bad. Jacob's trouble is coming. But today, like Psalms, like in the book of Psalms, joy cometh in the morning. Okay. Psalms 30, verse 5. For his anger endured but a moment. You see, the Lord was upset with her. He was beyond upset. The Most High was, he was pissed. All right. The Most High was highly unhappy and unsatisfied with us as a people. And we were made to feel his wrath. All right. He gave us that cup of affliction in the form of slavery and this goddamn devil, Esau Edom. He unleashed on us as a form of what you call that? Punishment or discipline. There you go. As a form of discipline. He uses whooping stick on the left hand. His left-handed whipping stick is none other than Esau Edom. And, they whooped our ass. Well, the Most High whooped our ass with the so-called white folks. But this is what it say. For his anger endured but a moment. So all this 400 years we cry and we talk about, 400 years. To the Lord, that's just been a moment. 400 years is not even half a day to the Lord. So right. I mean, when you look at it from the Lord's perspective, we only been getting our ass whooped for half a day. And so Well, let's read on. For his anger endureth but a moment. In his favor is life. All right, you get it? John 3:16. For God so loved the world, for Yahweh so loved the world of Israel, that he gave his only begotten son. All right, which is who? Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Shai said, St. John chapter 14, verse 6, that he is the way, the truth, and the life. So, right, in his favor is life. All right? But the Most High wrote us a bill of divorce. It wasn't no coming back. To the Father, but he had it set up this whole time from the foundation of the earth that we were to come back to him through his only begotten son, Yahweh Shai. That now we are to be married to his only begotten, our Lord and Savior, Yahweh Shai. All right? And that's the only way back to the Father, period, is through Yahweh Shai. So in his favor is life. Yes, he gave us his only begotten son. He didn't have to do that. But he wanted to show favor to us. Like a parent. You got your ass whooped, or you whoop your children's ass. You want to let them know, look, it's all good. I had to do what I had to do. Come on here, let's go get some ice cream. Let's go, let's go do something. But if you do it again, I'll whoop your ass again. Or you get whooped again. My uncle, I'll never forget, he whooped our ass. I didn't even have shit to do with it. My cousin was fighting, put a hole in the wall. He whooped everybody's ass. But then he got paid later, the week. In that week, that Friday, he took us all to eat pizza. And that's how the Lord, he whooped our ass, and now he's like, okay, y'all didn't, like on life, the man took enough of a beating. That's enough, So, like with us, the Most High, he had a set time, and now he's saying enough is enough, and real soon, all right? Hear me out. Real soon, Lord Yahweh Shai is coming back to render that recompense to all of our enemies. Every last one of them. And the point what this would probably be tomorrow's lesson, but even America, and this is, why you seeing these shutdowns, all right? When the ports shut down, well, shit, it's just a matter of time before a catastrophe strikes, all right? A port shutdown is like a seizure. I guess, but like being besieged. Even though it's quote unquote being done from within, this is all by design. All right? America is getting ready to be besieged. And man, y'all gonna see some shit. But to finish this out, Psalm 30:5, for his anger endured but a moment. In his favor is life. Weeping may endure for a night, but joy cometh in the morning. All right? So, right, we weeping now, but the joy is coming for those who have the gospel and hold on to it. All right? That's our comfort. Yeah, I know I'm going to catch hell, but there's a payoff. A huge payoff. An astronomical payoff if I just hold on to this. That's comfort. All right? So I just wanted to prove that point. I don't think I'm good on that. make sure. Yeah, I'm good on that. So, yeah. And to you who are troubled, rest with us. This is back in Thessalonians chapter 1, verse 7. And to you who are troubled, rest with us, when the Lord Yahushua shall be revealed from heaven with his mighty angels. All right? For Armageddon, which you know is Armageddon, that means mountain of troops. All right, I'm going to explain why in a second. But it says, verse 8 again, in flaming fire, taking vengeance on them that know not Yahweh, and that obey not the gospel of our Lord Yahushua. All right. So just as I was speaking about Armageddon or Armageddon, this is Joel 3, verse 9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. So war is being proclaimed. All right. Netanyahu, he's been very specific and very determined in his resolve to take that land, take that land mass of our land to give to his masters. All right. So war is being proclaimed. It said, prepare war, wake up the mighty men, all of the warriors. All right. Wake them up. Warriors, come out and play. Yeah, wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. Right. North Korea flexing on America. Iran getting ready to flex on America. All right. Countries that wouldn't even dare to utter a word against the United States. Now they make bold statements and claims, threats even, toward America. All right? But right, they're preparing for war. They're beating their plowshares into swords. All right? And their pruning hooks into spears. They're getting prepared. Let the weak say, I am strong. It says, assemble yourselves and come all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about thither, cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord. So here's the point. Let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Yahweh Shabbat. All right, for there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. So all the heathens that's going to the valley of Yahweh Shabbat, or as I read, Jehoshaphat, is pronounced in the Paleo Hebrew, Yahweh Shabbat, which means Yahweh's judgment. Or you could even say Yahweh's decision. All right? But they're going to the valley of the Most High's decision, which would be in the Middle East. All right? All throughout the Levant. Iraq. And all of that. So it said, there will I sit to judge, you see, all the heathen round about. And that's what the Lord, that's what he's about. Well, that's what time we're in. We're in the time of judgment. All right? So all of the mighty men, the heathen of the heathen nation, all of the warriors, these are the military men, the soldiers, all right? Special forces, all of that, they're going to go to that Middle East. And that's why the term Armageddon, which goes back to mountain of troops, that's where that comes from. So the Lord is going to bring all the militaries of the world to the Middle East for the final showdown. All right. So with that, I want to share this video. This is the National Security Advisor. He spoke today, October the 1st, this hopeful year of Jacob's trouble. All right, 2024. This is what he had to say.
Thank you, Karine, and good afternoon, everyone. I'm here to provide a brief report on the Iranian ballistic missile attack against Israel that occurred earlier today. I can take just a few questions because this is an ongoing situation and I need to get back to my desk. Today, Iran launched nearly 200 ballistic missiles towards targets in Israel. The United States military coordinated closely with the Israeli Defense Forces to help defend Israel against this attack. U.S. naval destroyers joined Israeli air defense units in firing interceptors to shoot down inbound missiles. President Biden and Vice President Harris monitored the attack and the response from the White House Situation Room, joined in person and remotely by their national security team. We are still working with the IDF and the authorities in Israel to assess the impact of the attack. But at this time, and I stress at this time, we do not know of any deaths in Israel. We are tracking the reported death of a Palestinian civilian in Jericho in the West Bank. We do not know of any damage to aircraft or strategic military assets in Israel. In short, based on what we know at this point, this attack appears to have been defeated and ineffective. This was first and foremost the result of the professionalism of the IDF, but in no small part because of the skilled work of the U.S. military and meticulous joint planning in anticipation of the attack. We are also aware of reports of a terrorist attack in Jaffa that took the lives of a number of Israeli civilians and wounded several others today. Our condolences go out to the families of the victims and to the family of the Palestinian civilian in Jericho. Obviously, my update here is based on early reports, and we reserve the right to amend and adjust as necessary as we gather more information. The word fog of war was invented for a situation like this. This is a fluid situation. We will consult with the Israelis on next steps in terms of the response and how to deal with what Iran has just done, and we will continue to monitor for further threats and attacks from Iran and its proxies. We are particularly focused on protecting U.S. service members in the region. And with that, I'll take just a few questions. Yeah.
Thanks, Jake. Is the administration making any preparations to evacuate U.S. citizens from Lebanon or elsewhere in the region?
We have been very clear for some time now that U.S. citizens should avail themselves of commercial means to depart Lebanon, given everything that's going on. We have said that from this podium, from multiple podiums. We continue to say that, but we have not begun triggering a non-combatant emergency evacuation, a NEO, and do not have an intention to do so at this time. If that changes, we'll let you know. But we continue to reinforce the point. American citizens in Lebanon should follow the guidance from the State Department, which is to find civilian commercial means to depart, because in extremis, we may not be able to get them out safely. Yes.
Thanks, Jake. What is the U.S. view on whether Israel should retaliate, and what is your concern about this leading to a wider escalation of war in the region?
We've had some initial discussions with the Israelis in the aftermath of this at the military level and also at the White House to Prime Minister's office level. We'll continue those conversations in the hours ahead. I'm not going to prejudge or get ahead of anything. We want to have some deep consultations with the Israelis, and I'll have more to report to you after we get the opportunity for deeper discussions.
And escalation in the region?
Obviously, this is a significant escalation by Iran, a significant event, and it is equally significant that we were able to step up with Israel and create a situation in which no one was killed in this attack in Israel, so far as we know at this time. We are now going to look at what the appropriate next steps are to secure, first and foremost, American interests, and then to promote stability to the maximum extent possible as we go forward. Yeah.
Back in April, the president's message to Israel was to take the win when the U.S. and Israel were able to intercept the barrage of Iranian missiles. Is he recommending a similarly limited response this time?
I will not, from this podium, share the president's recommendations. He will have the opportunity opportunity to share them directly. We're going to have, as I said, ongoing consultations with the Israelis this afternoon, this evening. It is too early for me to tell you anything publicly in terms of our assessment or in terms of what our expectations are of the Israelis or the advice that we will give them.
So will he be speaking to Prime Minister Netanyahu today?
I don't have anything to announce from this podium, but I can tell you that he is tracking this minute by minute. We are very much deeply in touch with the Israelis, and insofar as we have calls to read out, we'll make sure to read them out with you. Just last question, then I'll turn it over.
Thank you, Jake. In April, after Iran struck Israel, the U.S. issued a number of sanctions as a consequence. This morning, the president said there would be severe consequences if Iran carried out this attack. What are those consequences, and are they more severe than sanctions?
Totally legitimate question, and that answer will come based on the conversations and consultations we have with our Israeli counterparts. It's too soon for me to stand before you today and give you an answer. What I can tell you is this. We are proud of the actions that we've taken alongside Israel to protect and defend Israel. We have made clear that there will be consequences, severe consequences for this attack, and we will work with Israel to make that the case. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jake.
He was absolutely useless. He didn't answer none of the questions, really. Granted, it is still early, but he did say that the efforts on Iran's part were defeated. And what's the word he used? I forget, but he was basically saying that Iran followed up with a weak response. But it seems to me like Iran, from the previous attack that they did, they're just gauging distance. All right, like a boxer in the ring. He throw a few jabs, he ain't really putting no power on it. He just gauging to see where his reach is, to get distance. So I think that's the case with Iran. They're doing all of this just to get info, to know how to respond when they get ready to take this thing hot. And that's just my opinion. I could be wrong, but I know the last time when Iran fired the missiles, they gained some invaluable information about, how to deal with that Iron Dome defense. So it's coming, all right? And here we go. This is Jeremiah chapter 49, verse 20. It says, "Therefore hear the counsel of the Lord that he had taken against Edom, and his purposes that he had purposed against the inhabitants of Teman, who are Edomites." It says, "Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitations desolate with them." All right, and the least of the flock are those Israelis masquerading around the world as being the Jews, calling themselves Jewish. All right, they are the least of the flock. It just so happens that they run everything. All right, the least of the flock call the shots in the world, for the most part. All right, but it said that they should draw them out. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. What? Out to that valley of Yehoshaphat or Jehoshaphat. All right? These small hat, gutter rat motherfuckers is going to be the cause to get everybody into that third woe, which is beautiful for us, those who have this gospel. But it's going to be bad for the rest of y'all. You see, this thing is winding down. It's just like a chess match. After the game go on so long, and there's only so many pieces left, there's only so many moves can be made. Well, that's where Esau And his kingdom is right now. He's at the end, and there's only a few moves that he can make. All right, and that is to go to war. That's really his only move, is to go to war. You know? So buckle up. This ride has taken off. All right? This ride is taking off. Buckle up. It's going to be a doozy. All right? And watch what happens. Kal halal Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai. Shalom.